Hello people YouTube, how are you today? It's me Abby, and today I am continuing on with my little babe on a budget series, and we are going to be doing the glamorous look today, because I know I did the no makeup look. If you're a simple guy or gal and you want to do like the no makeup look, because I know there's a couple of you out there, like, you know, you just want to just get up, slap a face on and get out, go, you know, I get it. But if you're not and you're more complicated like me and you want to take your time and do a full face, a full beat, but at the same time you want, you know, a cheaper option, like, I get it. Today, guys, we're going to just be using, you know, like I said, drugstore and affordable makeup. I have a bunch of stuff in the background I pulled out, so I have an array of options. Without further ado, let's get started. Okay guys, if you've noticed, Mama's eyebrows have changed a little bit since the last video. I have decided to shave my tails off again, and my tails usually end about right here. I could not take it anymore. My eyebrows have been like really annoying me lately. I feel like I could not get the shape right no matter how many times I tried. And I feel like it was better when I was using like pomade and stuff. So today I'm going to use like a brow pencil. I'm still going to be using my NYX brow pencil that I used in the other video. This is like anywhere from like $10, $11. And for my pomade, I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. pomade in Ash Brown. And this is like $3. And this is a really good pomade if you're a babe on a budget. It, like, the color is really good. My only problem is that they don't have enough colors. I think they have like 3. So yeah, that's my only complaint with it. But I am going to show you how to do it, considering now there's not really any eyebrow hairs there. First, I'm going to just start out by brushing my brow hairs kind of like up a little bit and to the side. Start off by making a little bit of an outline. I want to... That'd be a good place to stop my brow. And I'm just going to follow the line of my natural brow, going towards the front right here. And when I get to the front, I am going to spoolie this part up because I do not want to see that line in the front of my brow. Here's the important part. I'm not going to like do a full line on the top, but I am going to start dragging it slowly up to create an arch before going down and connecting it. See, that's not a bad eyebrow shape. Now I'm gonna just copy this side to this side. Here's the thing, I do not hate these brows. I would actually leave them as is, but the one thing about shaving off the tail ends of your brows is that you can definitely tell that you did draw in, you know, fake hairs and stuff. If you did grab different colored eyebrow pencil and do like hair strokes so you can make it look a little bit more realistic. The thing is, I don't want to do take the time to do that. And also, I don't really care that much because I really feel like doing pomade brows. I have not done that in a hot second. And I'm not going to go too heavy into this anyways. For the pomade, I am going to be going in with my normal brushes. But if you are looking for good, cheap brushes, Eco Tools, Real Techniques, they have really, really good affordable brushes. Of course, Morphe brushes are some of my favorite. I used to get, funny thing is, my brushes mainly came from like Ross and Marshalls. I bought them there for the longest time, and even like back alley streets from like Facebook marketplaces, like they didn't even have brand names on them for the longest time. That's where my brushes came from. So, you know, you can make anything work. Just, you know, if they're soft enough, that's all I'm going to say. But, yeah, I am going to be going in with my, like, normal, like, this is my Morphe J-Star eyebrow brush, and I'm going to go into the pomade. With the pomade, I always like to start with the middle, so the most pigment's there before dragging it a little bit down and going into the tail. Because if you start in the front, you're going to get most pigment there. You never want to do that. Also, don't mind if it looks a little bit messy. I may have grabbed a little too much. With my spoolie, I'm going to just drag it to the front a little bit, just like little strokes. I know it looks a little messy. I can clean it up with concealer. And just like that, we have really bold pomade brows. I know they're a little messy. We are going to go in with concealer and clean them up right now. Here's the thing. You can use any concealer you want to clean up your brows. Personally, for me, I like to use like my eyeshadow primer and stuff. I know there's not a lot of good drugstore eyeshadow primers. I've tried a lot. I don't like any. I personally, the only affordable like eyeshadow primer I like that's like kind of drugstore and affordable is the AOA Soft Base, but I can't really use this to carve out my brows because it's a little too dark for me right now. And I was going to use my P. Louise base, but I feel like, okay, it is very affordable, but it's not easily accessible. So then I was going to go in my Juvia's Place one, but then that expired. So I think I'm going to just go in with one of my concealers right here, and I have plenty. So, yeah. By the way, I have a ton of affordable concealers that we also will go over when we get to concealers. Like, they're all right here. I'll talk to them, but I'll show you them right now. I think for the most part, I'll go in with this one to, like, carve out my brows, and I'm going to put a little bit on my plate right now. When you're carving out your brows, I personally like to use a little bit more of a flat brush. You can also go in with another concealer brush like this. This is one of my personal favorites. I mainly use this one to go, like, this, so I get the side, but lately I've been really liking this brush so I can stamp it on or go with the side like this. And what you're gonna do is just follow your brow underneath it and just sharpen it up and take your time with it, because sometimes what a lot of people do is they think they're carving it out and then they'll just, like, for example, what I used to do is I'd be like, okay, I'm going to sharpen it out. Oh, I see that bumper there, and I tap it, and then I'll go, whoop. Oh my goodness, I messed up, and then I have to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Take your time, because if you're a beginner, it'll save your life. I'm just saying. And again, personally for me, I like to stamp it first before I go in and drag. And when you're carving out your brows, you may want to blend it like right away, because I like to do each brow at a time before I put on my base. So I don't like to wait. But don't blend it too much to where you're taking away your line. You want to make sure that you can see that it is carved. Okay guys, brows are done. They're not the most symmetrical brows I've ever done before, but I do not hate them. Like I said, we're doing Glamorous. I wanted really bold brows. I love really bold brows, and I really love how these look. Now I'm going to prime my eyes with the same concealer, which was the Maybelline Erase and blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to pack it on because I want a full opaque base. And then I'll be right back to show like all the eyeshadows like you can possibly use. And I'll just say I'll be right back. You already know the deal. Hear me out. Do not hate me. The concealer, I put it on one eye, this eye. Did not like how it looked. It was like kind of bunching up on my eye, so I did switch it out for my P. Louise base. P. Louise bases are extremely affordable. They're like $10 a thing, but the thing is they're not easily accessible. That's why I did not want to put it in the video at first. But I did want to let you guys know that I did switch it out for my P. Louise base, and I am sorry, but you know, a girl just, you know, wants to make sure this is working out and wants to get, like, show you, like all the products working together. And also I want to show you, like, the eyeshadows I have are really good. And I just thought the concealer, like, because here's the thing. I always use concealer, like, as an eyeshadow base, but for some reason that one concealer was just, like, it just not working with me. Like, it worked good for carving out my brows, but, like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay, guys, hear me out. There are so many new drugstore affordable eyeshadow palettes on the market now. Like, I don't even need to like explain. Like, prime example, these new ones from Wet n Wild, the 5-pan ones are amazing. Like, that was a close one. This one I haven't tried out yet, but if they're anything like these ones, I already know they're good. These ones I've tried out from e.l.f. are freaking amazing. We have the mint one. I tried out this blue one. I haven't tried out this green one yet, but if it's anything like these three, they're amazing. Then we have NYX, the Ultimate Mattes palette. Then we have Profusion. This entire palette was like $10. I got it at Ross. I've already tried it. It's really good. And all the palettes I have mentioned range anywhere, I'm not even joking, from like $3 to $15 at like the most. Like at the most. I think, you know, today I kind of want to play with this one because I haven't played with this one in a hot minute. And these browns are kind of calling my name. And I know it sounds weird, brown eyeshadow. I know, right? But yeah, let's get to playing. So for my beginners out there, hi, how you doing? We're going to do something glamorous, but at the same time, simple for you guys to do. Something that I essentially do with almost all my looks, but simplified. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go into this brown right here. It is both a good color as a transition, but also as a, like, literally all over color. And I'm going to go in my Morphe M573 brush. And I'm going to tap off the excess. I always like to start in the middle and start by tapping and doing a little drag in my crease and going inward and going back outward. And then going in kind of a blending motion. And then we're going to blend it about halfway into our crease, not too high up. And we're going to go in circular motions, little circles. And I like to go section by section. Start by outer corner, do little circles, then go further in, little circles, further in, little circles. And then when I get to about my inner corner right here, I just like to pat, because sometimes when I go in little circles, for some reason it takes off my eyeshadow primer, or it makes the color, I don't know how to explain it. My eyelids are wrinkly. I know it sounds gross, but the colors will skip on my eye and you could see lines. So I don't like to see that. So I just tap, but I go inward like this. Here's the thing. There's one thing I don't like about this palette. There's a ton of shimmers. There's only 2 of these browns. They're very similar in tone. This one's just slightly, a little bit more a little bit more chocolate. And the rest are like pretty colorful or shimmer. So like, for example, I wanted a little bit of a darker brown. But what I think I'm going to do is now I'm going to go in with this yellow right here. Yeah, we're going to go in with yellow. Because, of course, if we're going to be glamorous, we're going to have to go in with a little bit of a pop of color. And I'm going to go in with this Jeffree Star. I think it's JS4, and we're going to go in with that yellow. And we're going to just start in the outer corner this time, so most of the pigment is right there. Go in a harsh circle, and then go slightly inward. Like that. See how most of the pigment is centered right on our outer corner? We really want that. And then just drag it a little bit towards your inner corner. I think that this is a JS6 brush. You're asking a blind girl to like, this is impossible to figure out what it is. I'm sorry, don't put white on like a baby pink. It doesn't work for me. I can't see it. I literally cannot see it, no matter how hard I try. That's why I like Morphe when they add like just black on white to see what they say, because it's easy. Don't put white on pink. Rant over. But anyways, we're going to go now into that little bit of a chocolatey brown. And I'm going to put that on the outer V right now. I'm going to start off by just stamping it. We're going to just stamp it like that to give that little bit of a darkness around the outer V. Okay, while I'm doing my makeup, I'm going to explain the funniest thing that just happened right now. But first, I am going to go into my e.l.f. one right here, same brush, and go into this dark, super dark brown right here because I need a little bit of a darker brown. And just go on the outer V as well, just to darken it up a little bit. I just need a little bit more depth. This morning, I got so mad because I bought Keurig coffee cups last night. Kind of got a little angry because I didn't even think I should have bought them because they're a little expensive. I got the Starbucks brand, and I didn't think I was going to be able to afford them. It's a long thing. but I love coffee and I love the Starbucks ones, and I got them from my work and I got them on discount. And I went to go put them away last night after I bought them because I got home at like really late, like maybe around midnight, 1 a.m. And when I went to go put them away, my stepdad was in the kitchen and I thought he put them away because he was in there and they were not in the bag. So I'm like, oh, thank you, he put them away. And I decided to just go to bed. I wake up this morning and I go to make a cup of coffee. I went into our drawer where we keep all of our like Keurig cups and coffee, and they're not in there. And I'm like, oh, okay, he must have put them somewhere different. So I start looking for them. I cannot find them for Jack. And I'm like looking everywhere, and I'm like, where the heck could they be? So I decide to message him, and I'm like, hey, where did you put them? And he's like, honestly, I cannot remember. And I'm like, great. So I look around everywhere, every drawer. I'm pulling stuff out for over an hour. Could not find them. And then I realized the trash got taken out. And I honestly thought he accidentally threw them in the trash. And even he thought he threw them in the trash. Cut to right now. My mom yells for me. And she goes, why the fuck are there Keurig coffee cups in the fridge? The last place I thought to look. The last place I thought to look. I am the biggest idiot on planet Earth. I really want to go in with this super gold right here, so I am going to go in with this deep yellow gold shade right here and put that all over my lid. For this one, you don't need a brush because fingers are the best tool to use. For face, we're going to start with primer. Primer, I'm going to do what I did in the no makeup video and start with my Wet n Wild Impossible Primer. This is like literally like $4.99. Get the littlest amount or a lot, whatever wants to come out. Smooth that into my pores. I'm also not going to just go in with that primer. I like to double up on my primer, especially if I'm doing like a full coverage glamorous look. And I am going to go in with my hydrating primer from Hard Candy. I freaking love this primer. It's one of my favorites. It's definitely a dupe for like the Milk Hydro Grip. Like that one is so, I love the Milk Hydro Grip. That one, I have not used that one in a long time because I've been using this one. But my Milk Hydro Grip, that one is like really sticky. This one is like sticky, but it has like, it gives you a little bit more give. Like you have a little bit more time to work with it because the Hydro Grip, like I feel like you have like a couple seconds before it gets too tacky and you can't move it around anymore. This one I feel like you have a little bit more playtime. Here's the thing. Literally almost all my foundations, if not all of them, are affordable because I love drugstore foundations. If not, literally all my foundations are like drugstore. I just grab like probably the 3 best / most affordable and also works with my skin right now because it's coming into fall and winter. I haven't been going outside. I didn't go outside all summer because I've been working, so I didn't get a tan at all. So I have my Infallible 24-hour fresh wear. This is the most expensive out of all of them. This is literally like $15. Not bad though. It's literally one of the best. Better than literally, I'm going to say all expensive foundations on the market. One of my favorites. When the Hard Candy Glamoflauge foundation, they reformulated. This is really good. The only reason why it's not my favorite is because this is a little too pinky for me. Their entire shade range is more on the pink side. They don't really have any that's neutral or yellow toned. So, Also, this is about like, I think it was like $7. So, not bad. But last but not least is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation, the one we are going to be using today because it's the closest to my skin tone, and also the fact that this is the most affordable, the best. People love this foundation, even though it smells like paint thinner. Like, y'all, this foundation, like, I don't know what it is, but this be poppin'. It is so good. I don't know what they put. I have the dewy one, but it is so good. I've always loved this foundation. It's funny, I went on a little hiatus from it, and then I thought I hated it because I found foundations that worked a little better at the time, but I realized, no, I never hated it. I still really love it. I think what I hate is I hate the applicator. I wish it was a pump, but you know what? We can't have everything in life. I hate the scent, I could tell you that for sure. But yeah, this is a beautiful medium coverage foundation. I'm going to go on my sponge. My sponge is the AOA sponge. It's literally like $1.88. It's so good. Now further onto the face, I'm going to do a little bit of cream contouring. And before you guys start to freak out, because I know we're doing also a little bit for beginners, cream contouring is honestly not that hard. I am being serious because I barely started like getting into cream contouring like a couple months ago. And I feel like I have gotten it down for the most part, besides a little bit on my nose. And I'm going to show you step by step how you can get it down because it's really not that hard. I promise you. And I'm going to do it with a stick today. For the most part, I feel like if you're a beginner, stick with sticks or creams and balms because liquids are going to be a little bit troubling. Something like a concealer can spread around a little bit more if it's a little bit more on the full coverage side. But when it's meant to be a cream bronzer and sheer out, I think it's going to be a little bit easier for you. And a stick bronzer like this is from SheGlam. It's very affordable. I think I've mentioned SheGlam on my channel many times. It's a very affordable brand on the Shein website. This stick in particular, I don't think they sell it anymore. I'm sorry, but I am going to use it today because I feel like this will be a great tool. But again, another affordable option are these two. This is the Soul Body one. This was like $12 on the ColourPop website. I love this, and I use this all the time, and I have not made a dent in this. Can you see? You can see that I've used it, but I have not made a dent in it. And then these new e.l.f. Putty Bronzers are also really, really good. But the reason why I'm not using it today is because it's not, I don't want this tone, like, you'll see why in a minute. When you're going with the stick, do not go right into the hollows of your cheek. I see that as a problem all the time when new people beginners are doing their makeup and they go like right in the hollows of the cheek and they go whoop. Never do that. Because then when they blend out, it goes further, they blend it downwards and it goes further down and it looks muddy and it doesn't look like they bronzed or contoured, and they always ask themselves, or they go, oh, I don't understand why I didn't do this right, and they never do it again. No, what you're going to do is you're going to go above your cheekbone and drag it, and you're not going to drag it all the way out. You're going to drag it part way out, like a little, not even halfway, like just a little bit, because this will go a long way. I did drag it a little bit low, but here's the thing. I like to go above my cheekbone, and then I like to layer just a little bit into the line, because just that one swipe is not going to do. And then we're going to just drag up, do a couple strokes, just so we have a little bit more pigment. And then for me, the forehead's so easy, because I don't have a lot of forehead. I just like to do a little bit of a circular motion. And here's the thing, when I do sticks, I like to go in sections, because what I always see too is that they'll draw like the full shebang. They'll go forehead, they do their jawline, they do their cheekbones, they do their nose, they do their lips, they do their knives, they do everything, and then it'll dry out on them, and they're like, what the heck? It's not blending on me. I know, because you put too much on, and you gotta take your time with it. So what you're gonna do is, a lot of beginners will just drag. No, do not drag. Buff it. Tap, just keep tapping. Tap repeatedly. And push a little upwards. Do not go down. Up and a little bit forward. Like that. See? And you get a nice blend. And also, by the way, if you notice that one side is a little bit too pigmented and you don't want it to be as pigmented, go in with the side that you used your foundation on and just tap it out like this. It's not hard, because it happened to me right now. See, like this side is a little bit more pigmented than this side, Or if you notice, like, oh my goodness, this side is not as pigmented as this side and I want a little bit more pigment, just go with the stick. It goes both ways. I also want to mention this. You don't have to do cream contouring if you don't want to. I also mentioned this in my last video. I mentioned this in my last video where I am more dry than oily skin. If you're more oily, you don't have to do this. You can just stick with powder contours. I am going to go a little bit in with some powders and show you how to use that as well. But personally for me, I like to cream contour because I am really dry and too much powders just make me look cakey. It just makes me feel uncomfortable. But yeah, if you're more on the dry side like me, this will work for you. But if you're more on the powder side, if you're more on the oily side, powders are great. I will show you how to use that as well. Later on in the video, you'll see that. I think you've seen this from a girl on TikTok. She does this before her foundation. I like to do this after my foundation because what I like to do is I don't do my full lips. I used to do that. I like to do it on my top lip and my full bottom. And then I'm going to give it a second. But in the meantime, we're going to do jaw. And you're like, oh my god, that might be too much. For you, maybe. For me, I don't have a jaw because your girl's a little on the big side. So I need as much help as I can get. So, yeah. Lips are all blended, cheeks are blended, jaw's blended. Okay, it got a little muddy around my jaw area, so what I like to do is, if that does happen, because occasionally it does, I will get my foundation and just do a couple little stripes. And what you're gonna do is, you're gonna let that sit just for a second, wait for it to not dry. Because you don't want it to dry. If it dries, it's gonna get gross and it's gonna take off your makeup. But you want it to like thicken a little bit. I don't know how to explain it. But when it does, what it's going to do is when it kind of thickens, it's going to become a little bit more pigmented. And it's going to just clean it up a little bit better. You know what I mean? Now for the nose, I like to go in with the brush. This is the AOA E109 brush. And I go in a little heavy with this. And I, again, stamp it because stamping is going to be your best friend. And never just follow the line of your nose because the thing is, James Charles explained this best. If you follow the line of your nose, it's going to make your nose bigger. The thing is, you want to cinch your nose to make it look smaller. So, just, do whatever that is for your nose. Make it smaller on how it would fit your nose. Don't follow how somebody else would do their nose. Don't follow how it would look on don't follow how it would look on my nose to your nose because we have different noses. However your nose looks, see how it looks, and then see how yours would be a little bit smaller, how you'd want to make it look smaller, and then just slowly stamp your contour in. With the same brush, I'm not going to blend it in, but I'm going to diffuse the edges a little bit. And I like to drag it in a little bit like that. And I know that looks crazy, but I am going to blend it out right now, and we're still going to go in with concealer. Like I said, we had a ton of options. We have the Wet n Wild Incognito. I don't hate this. It's a little bit more medium coverage like the foundation. It's not super brightening. We have this one from AOA. It is really good. It's really thick. I like it a lot. The Magic Eraser, not bad. Very brightening. Very brightening. This one from Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. I really like this one. And of course, the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I think I'm going to go in with this one because I love this one so much. Have not used it in a hot minute. And it gets the job done. And I feel like it's going to be the best one because it's going to be super brightening. I want super brightening. But also at the same time, it's going to add some coverage. And I want some coverage from these under eye bags. This is how I did my concealer. Usually I put a little bit on my chin, but this one is really, really bright. And if I have any extra on my sponge, I might tap it on my chin. But the thing is, this is really bright, so I don't want to have like a very bulbous chin. So what I like to do first is I always go by my lip first. I always do my nose last because nose is going to be the hardest. Okay guys, concealer is all blended in. What do we think? Okay, now I'm going to set my face. I have my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent powder. This is literally like $5. Again, it is so good. What I like to do with powder is I don't go in with a lot. I feel like even with oily skin people, do not use a lot of powder because then you're just going to cake yourself up, you know. I understand baking like under your eyes and stuff, or maybe around your jawline, or even in your T-zone, like just your specific areas, but do not bake your entire face. Personally for me, I used to bake like crazy, and I used to get so dry, and I never knew why until now, of course. But yeah. So I am going to go in this AOA brush. I cannot see the numbers, but I'm going to go with my powder. And what I like to do is after I get the powder, I tap off a ton of it. And I'm going to do under eyes first because under eyes are always a pain in the butt. And I tap it in. Now I'm going to go in with my bigger, fluffier powder brush. Go with my powder, tap off the excess still, and then powder the rest of my face with the same translucent powder. Including my neck, too, because my neck is foundation, and I don't want that foundation smearing throughout the day. Okay, now I'm going to bronze up a little bit more. I have a parade of bronzers. You know, again, contour bronzer, it's up to you what you want to do. My personal favorite is my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, which I'm not going to lie, I'm probably going to use today. But I am going to show you other options that are more affordable if you don't want to use that, because I do understand this is the most expensive one that is drugstore, because this is like $13. And I understand some people don't want to spend $13 on a bronzer, even though this is one of the best, and it smells so good. But other options is Wet n Wild has some pretty good bronzers. This one isn't too bad. It is a little bit on the patchy side, but it does have good color. I was able to blend some of the patchiness out. It's not bad. Believe Beauty has some pretty good bronzers. I do like these ones. I use this one to contour. Also, by the way, like I said, we were going to discuss contouring a little bit more. If you wanted to contour, you would get more of an angled brush. I would like to get a brush like this. You dip into your contour. And again, you would go a little bit more above your cheekbone. What I like to do is I stamp the color in first before kind of turning it on the side and then kind of blending it with my face shape, because that's how I like to contour. And then when it comes to my jaw, again, I like to that's how I get my jawline. And then I drag and I go back and forth 1,000 times until I feel like it's really blended. And then forehead, tap, 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 tap. When it comes to my nose, I always just use my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer on my nose, and I usually just go in with my bronzer and I just go shh, 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 on the sides. Works for me, but I understand that doesn't work for everybody. Just, again, do what goes with your nose. Another good one, if you're not looking to buy like just a single bronzer and you want the full meal deal, this one from e.l.f. X Jen Atkins. It's an eyeshadow blush bronzer highlighter. This was really, really good. Sadly, it's only meant for like people of lighter skin tone to like maybe medium. So yeah, but it does have like the blush bronzer if you're just, you know, if it will work for you. This might. But without further ado, I am going to go in my butter bronzer, and I go with this It Cosmetics brush. I cannot figure out the name of it. It just rubbed off. I've had this brush for years. My friend Kirsty gave it to me, and what I like to do is I literally coat my brush, coat it, swirl it, fully love it, and then I tap it, and I just drag it along. But I do not go low. I go above my cheekbones and then kind of go whoop, like this. Kind of go into circular motions. Also, what I like to mention is I never dip into product when I contour my nose because I don't like to be heavy. I go with what's ever left on my brush because that is enough your nose will take it, because like, see, that's already enough. For blush, y'all, this one is going to be so easy for me because drugstore blushes are where it's at. CoverGirl has great ones. Wet n Wild has amazing ones. e.l.f. and their putty blushes are phenomenal. For years, I was only using Profusion blushes, but right now I am stuck on Essence. Essence is like where I go to for blush. And today, that is what we're going to be using. This blush alone was $2.99. It is one of the best blushes I have ever used in my entire life. And this is, all you need is pink Mosaic blush from Essence. I'm not even joking, guys. If you need a good blush and you don't want to spend a lot of coin, go to Essence. Essence has really good makeup. Not everything of theirs is good. Like, no offense to them, don't buy their complexion products. Don't buy foundations. Don't buy concealers. Maybe powders. Because, like, I've liked their highlighters. I've liked their blush. Like, I love their powder. Obviously, I love their powders, their contours and stuff. But foundations, and no, they put way too much fragrance. Not enough coverage. It peels. I've had a lot of problems with that. But this is where it's at. I love it. So I'm just going to go with this brush. This is literally, like I said, this is from Marshalls. It does not have a brand. It's not a brand name. Don't know where it's from. But it's so soft. I love it. So I am going to literally, I love blush. If you're not a big blush person, you don't have to do this, but I love it. Stephanie Toms would hate me. But also, do blush that goes with your face structure. For me, I have really big cheeks. I have big apples on my cheeks, so I like to accentuate my cheeks. I like, you know, like how Jaclyn Hill does it, how she likes to accentuate. For me, I like to do that. So first I stamp it on my cheeks, go in circles, and then I kind of drag upwards. I don't go side, I go up like this, for me personally. Some people like to stick it with their contour and just do like the line thing. Personally, for me, I go a little bit upwards. And I always go a little like circular motions up, almost kind of like a curl. And personally for me, you don't have to do this as well. I love doing it. I just love the look of just blush on the tip of the nose. I don't know what it is. I feel like it just makes me look a little bit more youthful. And I pack that shit on. But yeah, this is our blush. Now let's go into highlight. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, with highlighter, this is where it started to get a little hard for me, because most of my highlighters are a little bit more of the name brand stuff. Like, a lot of my highlighters are Jeffree Star, Becca, Anastasia Beverly Hills, but one of them I know I should use is this one from Pixie by Petra. It's gonna be perfect for this because this is blinding. I have not used it in a hot minute, but I know it's good. And this is the Glowy Glamour Duo Subtle Sunrise. I don't know. I'm blind. You can't ask me to look at stuff. I'm sorry. But the thing is, a lot of my other drugstore highlighters are more like pinky tone, and I can't do pinky with this look. I'm sorry. This one I feel like is going to be the best. This one especially right here. This one might be a little too dark for me. But yeah, so I'm going to just grab my brush and we're going to... Champagne Pop would have been perfect for this too, but again, we're doing affordable. And I think that one, here's the thing, I don't know the actual price of that one because I got it at Ross for like $1. I'm not even joking. But I think it has to be under $10 if it's by Pixie. And here's the thing, like that highlighter though. Like, even on a budget, you can have a glowy highlighter. Wet n Wild has amazing highlighters that are just like this, by the way. And that was going to be my next option if I didn't like this one, because I didn't know if I liked this one again. I forgot. This one I'm going to start using again. Oh my god. With the nose, I go in my finger and I tap the tip, drag it a little bit, not all the way. Then I go in my finger again, go right here in the middle, and then drag a little bit down because I don't want to connect it all the way. A lot of people just go with their brush like this, and I feel like that accentuates the nose so much and makes it look even bigger, and that sounds so mean, but I don't want my nose to look bigger. I want it to look like snatched. For me, I like my tip of my nose to be like really accentuated though. Because I feel like I don't really have a tip. My nose is not bulbous, but it's like not really shapely. Now my least favorite part of makeup, like my honest least favorite part, mascara. I hate mascara with a passion, guys. Okay guys, for mascara, here's the thing. I always go in with a mascara primer because for me, I don't like to do lashes. Lashes I've always had a problem with because I'm allergic to lash glue. Not all lash glue, but specific lash glue, and it's just always been a problem for me. And then also the fact that I just don't like the feeling of lash glue. I don't like trying to take it off. I figured out you can take it off with like oils, but I don't like trying to put oil on my eye. It's a big thing. And also the fact that lashes just take forever to put on. But yeah, what I like to do is, because I don't like to do that, I use a lot of lash primer. Morphe so far has come out with my favorite one, besides Essence. This one is so good. My only problem with this one is that it's blue. Morphe, I don't understand why you had to make this blue. I hate that it's blue because if I bump myself with it and I try to scrape it off, it still leaves a blue stain. It takes forever to try to get it off. I don't understand why they didn't make it white or clear or black. That would have been the easiest thing, but no, they made it blue. And I don't want to be rude, but I hate it. But that's my only complaint with it. I love this primer with a passion, but we are going to use it today. I would curl my lashes, but my lash curler did break. This is very affordable. This is like $10. Again, if you want to spend a little less money, Essence Lash Primer is like $3 to $4, you know. But yeah. And like I said in my last video, look down when you're putting on mascara or primer, like this, so you can coat from root to tip. See how this primer already like makes it a little bit longer, lengthens. The thing is, do not let this primer dry because then your lashes are not going to move when you put the mascara on. Let it sit for a couple seconds so the blue doesn't transfer, but do not let it dry because once it dries, it's a no-go, because I learned that the hard way with this. You let it dry, putting mascara on it's not going to happen. But if you wait while it's wet, you're going to smear blue everywhere, and it's going to get in your mascara, and you're going to ruin your mascara. But you wait to where it's like semi-dry, it's your best friend. So I'm waiting a couple seconds, and I like doing this because it mixes the formula around. And by the way, I'm using my Essence mascara, the Lash Lash Effect Lash Princess. This is the best one, like $4. Again, love this one. This will be the best mascara till the day I die. I always do one eye at a time because it's the easiest for me. But yeah. Do we see the difference though that makes? My lashes are curled. Like this already like does a little bit of a curling effect. That's why I didn't really care to curl my lashes. But the primer, like, it makes a difference. Okay guys, we're at the end of the video. For my bottom lash line, I literally just took the colors from my crease and my outer corner and slapped it on my bottom lash line. Not hard at all. Literally took the lightest brown, like harshly, took a pencil brush and just dragged it, and then got the darkest brown from our outer corner and just slightly put it under, and kind of did a little bit of a wing action, just a very slight one, just so he had a little bit of a, again, a little bit of flair for the dramatics. I'm sorry if my eyes are crossing right now. I can't control it. My eyes right now, I'm not sure if you guys know this about me. I feel like I've mentioned it before, but I have really bad eyesight. I was born cross-eyed. I have a lazy eye. And I have really bad astigmatism, as well as being nearsighted. Blah, 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 blah. And my eyes right now are having a moment that I cannot control them. And I can tell that they're crossing right now. And I've been like trying to control them for the last like 10 minutes. And they're not working with me. I don't care. I can still see decently, and I bet you're wondering, like, where's your glasses? My glasses have been broken for a couple weeks now. I'm waiting for a new pair. They should be in next week or so. For lips, to be honest with you, I'm kind of deciding between these two lip liners. I have my Essence lip liner in, I cannot tell what color. Again, it's this kind of terracotta brownie nude, and then the She Glam one, again, can't tell you the color because it doesn't really have one. It's like S22, and it's more of a, again, more of a terracotta. I feel like a terracotta would be really cute with this. And I have the She Glam lipstick that's really pretty. And I want to have like a bit of a darker lip line. So I kind of think I want to go in with this Essence one because I want to have like maybe a bit of a brown, I was going to say brown rim. That's going to sound terrible. A brown lip line to contrast it. And then maybe put a gloss on. I'm thinking maybe a gloss because I've been doing gloss like crazy because, you know, I love me a good gloss. But I'm not sure yet. By the way, if you're doing lip lining for the first time, not hard at all also. If you're doing it for the first time, just follow the natural lining of your lips. But if you're wanting to do what I do and overline, that is a little bit more difficult. I will not lie. So what I like to do is I always start out with my Cupid's bow. And I like to go right in the center and go above it and just kind of, I know that looks weird so far, but then drag it out a little bit like that. The thing about overlining is don't be too crazy about it. And you might notice I have a large Cupid's bow. I don't like that, so I just fill it in. I do not like having a super defined Cupid's bow, but I do like having a little bit of a Cupid's bow. My bottom lip is so easy because I have a bigger bottom lip already, so I don't overline it too much. But what I like to do is start in the middle again and just slowly go up like that. See? And also because we contoured a little bit, my lips also naturally look a little bit bigger. They have a little bit more of a shadow, see? You know what's funny? I could leave this lip liner like this and it would look perfect. Here's the thing. You might see that little bit of orange in the center. I have staining on my lips because I was trying out a couple lipsticks from before. And it's leftover stain. But it goes. But anyways, I am going to go with the She Glam lipstick. Again, couldn't tell you the name. I'm so sorry. I know this is supposed to be babe on the budget, but I can tell you that this lipstick is like $3 on their website. And shipping is really cheap on their website too. Okay, I did a good job with this lipstick because it goes. And that is lips. I don't think I'm going to do a gloss. I actually really like it like this. Okay, guys, I want to just apologize. I know this video is probably longer than the last video because the last video was a no makeup look, and I did this full glam makeup and like full detail. I know. I'm sorry. But I'm glad you sticked around. Let's set this bitch and get on with our day, you know? But for our setting spray, I'm not gonna lie to you. I hate drugstore setting sprays. The only one that's ever worked for me and that I will continue to always use is the Milani Make It Last setting spray. This is the only affordable setting spray besides Morphe that I like. That is the one thing that I can tell you. I don't like certain setting sprays. Morphe and Milani are the only setting sprays I actually like. Everything else is a no. I am sorry. But yeah, this is the big bottle. Not even joking. This giant freaking bottle that has lasted me 7 months already, and 7-8 months, $12. This little bottle, $10, which is kind of funny, the difference for $10 and $12. But yeah, they're both almost empty. I need to get new ones. But yeah, this little one lasts me forever too. This lasted me like 4 months. This one has lasted me forever. But either do, let's set our face. Also, by the way, if you feel like you put way too much setting spray on, you can get your sponge and just lightly dab on top of your face to soak a little bit up and push it in. What I used to do a lot of the time, what I used to do back in the days, I would spray a shit ton of setting spray in my sponge and then press it into my skin, and then I never realized that it would take off my powder and foundation. And oh my goodness. But now I know, and my makeup looks way better. I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup look. I hope you guys got something out of it. Babe on the budget, beginner, glam makeup. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, remember to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. Click the little bell icon to see more videos from me. So, you know, let me know what you guys want to see from me. Like, give me ideas for future videos. I'm kind of on a little, like, inspiration kick right now. I need some new inspiration. But yeah, let me know what else you want to see from me. If you want to see like lifestyle videos, hair videos, because I'm trying to get more involved in my hair. Like, if you can tell, I'm growing my hair out now. Also, I'm on a weight loss journey. I mentioned that in another video. I said I was gonna talk more in detail about it. I promise I will. But yeah, I've lost like 30 pounds if you want to hear more about that. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know, have a great day. Bye.